Most beginners learn electronics the hard way. They jump into Arduino projects, ESP32 boards, and robotics without understanding the building blocks underneath. But what if you could learn the core concepts behind electronics using just 10 integrated circuits? In this video, I will show you the chips that teach timing, logic, memory, sensing, motor control, and power regulation using real working circuits. So let's start with one of the most famous ICs ever made, the 555 timer IC. This is a 555 timer IC. And for decades, it has been one of the most popular ICs in electronics because it teaches one of the most important concepts in engineering, timing. And at the first glance, the chip doesn't look very impressive, but watch what happens when it is connected in different ways. Here, the 555 timer is operating in an unstable mode, and if you notice, the LED is continuously turning on and off. This chip right now is generating a repeated pulse without needing any external trigger. And this simple circuit teaches frequency, oscillation, and timing control. Now let's look at a different configuration. In this circuit, the 555 timer is operating in a monostable mode. When I press the button, the LED turns on for a fixed amount of time before automatically turning off again. Now this demonstrates electronics delays and pulse generation. But this same chip can even do more. So here, I've connected a 555 timer as a sound generator. So instead of controlling an LED, the pulses are driving a speaker and creating an audible tone. And finally, here is a darkness detector circuit built around the same 555 timer concept. And what's more interesting about this chip is that it can perform all of these different tasks depending on how it is connected. So the 555 timer teaches timing, pulse generation, oscillation, and frequency control. So if the 555 timer generates pulses, what can we do with those pulses? That's where the CD4017 IC comes in. The CD4017 is known as a decade counter. Every time it receives a clock pulse, it activates the next output in sequence. Now watch what happens here. Each pulse moves the active output forward one step at a time. This simple idea teaches counting and sequencing. So instead of turning everything on at once, the circuit follows a specific order. Now let's look at another example using the same counting principle. And this is a display board that cycles through a sequence to produce the word pop and M display effect. Now, this circuit demonstrates how counting can be used to create more interesting visual patterns and automated systems. The CD4017 IC teaches counting, sequencing, automation, and state progression. So far, we've learned how circuits generate pulses and count events. But what happens when a microcontroller runs out of pins? That's where the 74HC595 comes in. This chip allows us to control multiple outputs using only a few Arduino pins. In this demo, the Arduino sends data to the shift register, and the shift register controls the LEDs. And this teaches one of the most important concepts in modern embedded systems, which is serial communication. So instead of sending all data at once, information is transmitted one bit at a time and then reconstructed by the receiving device. This same idea appears in displays, sensors, memory devices, and countless embedded products. Now let's move into the world of digital logic. Every computer, smartphone, microcontroller, and embedded system makes decisions using logic gates. Let's start with the AND logic gates. In this circuit, the LED only turns on when both buttons are pressed. If only one button is pressed, nothing happens, as you can see the way it is on the truth table on screen. So both conditions must be true before the output will be true or 1. And this is exactly how the AND logic gate thinks. Now let's look at the OR gate. Unlike the AND gate, the OR gate only needs one condition to be true. So when you press either input, the output activates to be 1 or high. This is commonly used in alarm systems and control circuits where multiple conditions can trigger the same action. And finally, let's look at the NAND gate. The NAND gate is a combination of two gates, the NOT and the AND gate, and is slightly different, but it is one of the most important gates in digital electronics. In fact, you can build an entire computer using the NAND logic gates. Together, these gates teach Boolean logic and decision making, which form the foundation of all digital systems. So next up is a CD4027, which is a dual JK flip-flop IC. Think of a flip-flop as a tiny electronic memory cell that can remember a single bit of information that is either a 0 or a 1. Now watch this circuit closely. When I press the set button, the LED turns on, but when I press the reset button, it turns off. Now, here's the interesting part. Every time I press the clock button, the flip-flop changes to the opposite state. But if the LED is on, it turns off. Then if the LED is off, it turns on. This ability to store and change a state with a clock signal is what makes flip-flops so important in digital electronics. They are used to build counters, frequency dividers, registers, and memory circuits. So up until now, we've been working mostly with digital signals, but the real world is not digital, it is mostly analog, and sensors often produce very small analog signals that need to be processed before they become useful, and that's where the operational amplifiers come in. Here, the LM358 is used in a darkness detector circuit that I built, and as the light level changes, the circuit responds accordingly. But what makes the LM358 special, it is the ability to work with weak analog signals and help make them useful when building electronic circuits. So operational amplifiers are commonly used in sensor circuits, measurement systems, audio electronics, and many other applications. The LM358 teaches amplification, signal conditioning, and analog electronics. So sometimes we don't want to amplify a signal. Sometimes we simply want to know whether a signal has crossed a specific threshold, and that's the job of a comparator. Here, the LM339 is being used in a proximity sensing circuit. As my hand moves in front of the IR sensor, the output changes immediately. And here, the comparator is constantly comparing two voltages and making a decision. And the decision is the signal above the threshold or is it below it? And this simple concept is used in automatic lighting systems, industrial sensors, robotics, obstacle detection, and many other applications. The LM339 teaches comparison, threshold detection, and sensor decision making. At this point, we have learned how circuits can generate signals, count events, make decisions, store information, and detect the environment. But what if we want to control motion? That's where the L293D comes in. The L293D is a motor driver IC that is designed to control DC motors. Here, it is configured as an H-bridge circuit. So notice how the motor can be controlled electronically without connecting it directly to the control circuit. So motor drivers act as a bridge between low power control signals and higher power loads. And this concept appears in robots, conveyor systems, automated machines, and countless embedded products. Up next is the LM317 adjustable regulator. Every electronic circuit depends on a stable power, and without it, nothing works reliably. And this is where voltage regulators become very important. The LM317 is an adjustable voltage regulator. Unlike fixed voltage regulators, it allows us to choose the output voltage. Now watch my digital multimeter as the adjustment changes through the potentiometer. The output voltage changes in real time, as you can see on my digital multimeter displaying the voltage reading. And this flexibility makes the LM317 extremely useful in power supply designs and in electronics experimentations. But sometimes we don't need an adjustable voltage, we just need a stable one. And fixed voltage regulators like the 7805 and 7806 voltage regulator IC provide outputs of 5 volts and 6 volts respectively. Here, I'm measuring the output voltage of the 7806 voltage regulator IC, and you can see the output voltage of 6 that is being displayed on my digital multimeter, while the 7805 IC is commonly used to power digital circuits such as microcontrollers and logic systems. And these simple regulators highlight an important lesson in electronics, which is every circuit depends on a clean, stable power, and without it, even the best designs won't work reliably. Now let's look at what we've learned so far. The 555 timer taught us timing and pulse generation. The CD4017 taught us counting and sequencing. The logic gates taught us decision making. And the CD4027 introduced us to memory. The LM358 showed us analog signal processing, while the LM339 demonstrated comparison and sensing. The L293D introduced us to motor control. And the LM317, 7805, and 7806 voltage regulator IC taught us power regulation. And these are not just 10 random integrated circuits. Together, they form a roadmap that explains how electronic systems work. Master the concepts behind these chips and you will have a much stronger foundation for Arduino projects, STM32, ESP32 development, robotics, IoT systems, and embedded engineering. And if you enjoyed this video and you would like to see more electronics and embedded systems content, consider subscribing to this channel, Embedded Systems Diary. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed this video, so the YouTube algorithm can recommend this video to other electronics and embedded system lovers. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next project. Bye!